Hello Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and Sagittarius cross-watchers. This is the general reading for March 2019. I do apologize, you may notice that this is not a live reading like all of the other videos I have done so far. I actually just finished your reading and my camera just stopped working. Everything crashed, and instead of doing another reading for you, I'm just going to try and reread the reading I already had. If it's not meant to be shared, I trust that the camera will shut down again. Mercury retrograde is definitely, we are in that pre-shadow, and I'm feeling it here. I did not have these problems last month, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm just going to also disclaim at the start of this video, like I do for all the other signs, this is a general reading, so not all of the messages that are coming through are going to apply to you. I like to think of these as like watching a movie or reading a novel. Some of the themes, characters, plot lines are going to resonate with your life, some won't, some will be more literal, and some might be more symbolic. It's going to be up to your discernment to figure out which pieces of advice and which guidance is meant for you. Some of it might also be for the people around you, so it might not even be for the people, it might not even be for you, it might be people you are close to. Just stuff to keep in mind. So, while I was meditating on your energy, I was kind of clearing the deck, you did have quite a few cards jump out. I actually wrote them down. You had the 8 of Wands, 10 of Cups in reverse, 9 of Wands in reverse, and 9 of Swords. And you also had the shark animal card come out as well. So what I am getting right away is that some of you may be dealing with insomnia or just kind of restless or anxious thoughts. Your mind is very unsettled right now. I am getting the sense that you're just feeling very exhausted, feeling very tired. As I was meditating, I also felt like I was falling to this side. Some of you might have actually injured yourself too. That could kind of be a 9 of Wands in reverse thing. You might have physically injured yourself. You might have fallen off of something, and that could also just be you kind of nodding off and then snapping back awake because you're just so exhausted, which is just so fun. It does seem like some sort of dream had collapsed recently, or some sort of wish fulfillment didn't come true with that 10 of Cups in reverse, so I'm sorry if that does resonate. With that 8 of Wands, it does seem like things are moving really quickly. You are still moving forward, and you're going forward in your life, but it's definitely not been easy. There have been some challenges. With that shark card, it also does feel like there is kind of this person or situation that's just looming around you or circling around you. It may even be non-physical. You just feel this energy or this spirit around you. And it's not... I don't think it's very dangerous. I think you just need to acknowledge that that energy is there. You know, if you see the fin coming up from the surface, so to speak, just don't get in the water. And it's also going to require a lot of direct and honest communication. You might be... I think you kind of need to speak your mind and just be direct, even if it's not comfortable. And that's kind of just been the theme with this whole reading. Going into it, we did have the Emperor in a very physical position for you. This is someone... it could be an Aries or someone who's just very much in command, in their power. Someone who's very stable, very... I almost want to say like marriage material. You know, this could be a spouse. You do also have this Queen of Wands in the emotional sector of the past. This could be, again, a fire sign like an Aries, or it could also be a Leo or another Sagittarius. This could also just be you really stepping into your power and just rising above whatever challenges you're having. There's definitely a lot of passion here. If this is an individual, you may have a lot of passionate feelings for them. With this Page of Cups in reverse, however, this is kind of in the communication part of your reading, there may have been some unrequited feelings. There may have been some sort of communication that where one of you was turned away from the other. I don't actually feel like this was really the case, if I'm being totally honest. It feels like the communication wasn't coming from an authentic place. It was just coming from a very stressed place. Some of you might have actually been afraid to express your feelings, or are currently afraid to express your feelings to this fire sign or this Aries. And it seems like that's still something that is playing out throughout this month as well. I do have the Nightingale card for you as well, which is a card that encourages you to speak from the heart, to get really lyrical and beautiful, romantic even, with the way that you're expressing yourself. That could be through poetry or music. If you're a musician, maybe you need to write this person a song to kind of confess your feelings. But whatever the case is, it seems like you're really struggling to communicate in a vulnerable and emotional way, and that could either be you or it could be the person you're dealing with. It could be this fire sign. It could also be an immature water sign as well. So that could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But it seems like there's definitely a lot of passion that's still here. There's a lot of love that's here. It's just something that is being blocked by some miscommunication, which makes a lot of sense because we do have this Mercury retrograde in Pisces. It is potentially squared with you, Sagittarius, depending on your specific placement. So you can definitely check out the transits on your natal chart on astro.com. They have a transit section as well. And it seems like it's really important for you. You're still learning how to speak from the heart. And again, you had Nine of Wands come up in reverse, coming into the month of March. This seems like you're still feeling pretty exhausted. You're still feeling pretty worn out. You might have injured yourself and you might be recovering from that too. But it just seems like you're feeling very tired. And with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, again, you're having a hard time asking for help. You're having a hard time reaching out to people and working together with people. This could just be the people around you, or this could also just be, you. I do also have this Four of Pentacles as well, also in reverse. This is in the communication sector, so again, someone who's been guarding their heart, they might finally be stepping forward with how they're feeling, or they might finally be giving a little bit of hints. They might be dropping hints for you. This could also indicate some sort of financial loss. You might be a bit reckless or a bit spendy with your money at the beginning of the month, so do be mindful of that. You might want to be more conscientious with the way that you're spending. I mean, you're not hoarding onto money, that's for sure. There might have been some financial constraints in the past, and now that you have some money coming in, you might be a bit frivolous with it. So that's just something to keep in mind. We do also have the Fish card, which is quite appropriate for Pisces season. We are in that season of the fish. And for the other signs, because this card has been coming up a lot, which is kind of to be expected, but for the other signs, I've been reading this as a need to go with the flow. For you, Sagittarius, I'm actually getting the sense that this is you needing to kind of take charge. You've been sort of just feeling the waters of the situation for too long. You've been trying to figure out, should I say this? Should I move away? Like, what should I do with this situation or with this person? It seems like you've been too passive, and now it's going to kind of come out or become clearer to you at the beginning of March that you need to be more direct. And especially when that comes to communication, especially if there is this water sign that's involved with this water symbol here, and I was kind of picking up on that from the past as well. Some of you are just being thrown by the tides. You're just being carried away, and it's up to you what direction you want to swim in right now. Even though you're going to have a lot of obstacles. You do have Mercury retrograde. It might be very choppy right now and uncomfortable, but I think it would really benefit for you, or it would really benefit you for you to set some tasks and accomplish them. You know, have checklists, really do the things you need to do, and stop waiting for the perfect time, because it's not going to come this month, I hate to say. So that's fun. I also want to just kind of explain, I said this in the Virgo video, and I might have said it for another sign too. Mercury retrograde is never going to block off something that is meant to happen. It's never going to interfere in things that are already going well. It's only going to show you areas of your life that aren't working for you. So if you are having these miscommunications, if things aren't being reciprocated, I almost think it's more an indication that it's actually you. It's actually a reflection from something inside of you, or some sort of dynamic that's not working within you. And it seems like you actually need to get back in touch with your own vulnerability. You need to get back in touch with your own emotions. We do have this Two of Cups kind of in the future, the second half of March, but this could also be April. I also look at this as kind of just a theme for the next couple of months that's going to be coming to the surface in March. With this Two of Cups in reverse, again, there might have been this love offering that was turned down. It seems like there was this offering for vulnerability or for authenticity that just wasn't reciprocated, and it seems like that's not done. It seems like that's still a theme that is going to be playing out for some time. You're still going to be working on it, and I think that's because you were cut off from your own emotions, and you weren't able. For this Two of Cups upright to work, you both need to be vulnerable. You both need to be coming from an emotional space, and it just doesn't seem like you've had the energy to do that. It seems like you're just so exhausted, and you are making some good strides, but it seems like you're just very worn out. And I don't know if you were really... I almost wonder if you're taking this out on the wrong people, especially if these are people you're close to, people you live with, people you work with. With this Justice card in reverse, kind of in the more emotional part of the reading, again, it might be communication with a Libra from the past. You might be coming back into communication with them, and that might happen towards the end of March. I do also see, however, that your judgment has been very snappy. You're not very clear. You're not being very clear on what it is you need to do. And I think because you have been kind of cut off to this vulnerability, you've been kind of cut off to these emotions, you've almost been too rash. There could also be some sort of karmic retribution that is coming your way. You may be thinking a lot about a person you feel you have wronged, or that you did wrong, and that may be a theme coming up for you by the end of March. That may be... that may be something that's kind of haunting you a little bit, Sagittarius, and that's unusual. You're not one to dwell on the past, but with Mercury retrograde, we're kind of forced to look backwards and look inwards. And I think that's going to give you some food for thought, even when this retrograde is over. This could also be vice versa. This could also be someone who has wronged you, especially if they are a Libra, or especially if they are a fire sign. But I feel like this might be you. This could also be a divorce or some sort of legal matter that is really weighing heavily on your heart, and it kind of feels cruel. It doesn't feel fair. And you might be, in the next couple of months, working on how to equalize that, or how to find restitution. You do also have the Hermit card in reverse, and that is kind of in the communication towards the end of the month, or potentially out into April. This could be a Virgo from the past. I almost feel like this is you coming out of hermit mode. This is you opening up some more. This is still going to be a theme for a while. I think you have been having... you have been having a lot of intuitive insight with this Crow and Dolphin card that came out as well for you. You may now be stepping forward and acting on that intuition that you've been receiving. You are coming out of hermit mode, which it's interesting. I feel like our roles are reversed right now. I'm the Virgo, and I'm telling you as the Sagittarius that you need to be coming out of hermit mode. And I do see you doing that. It may be challenging, especially if there has been some sort of emotional situation or conversation that you've been avoiding, but it does seem like it's something you need to have. Again, with this Dolphin card, there is getting back in touch with your emotions. There is getting back in touch with like-minded spirits, kindred spirits. This is kind of a soulmate or twin flame card for me too. So some of you may be reconciling, or maybe you might have had a falling out or some sort of conflict or some sort of miscommunication. And I do get the sense that this will heal with this card here. It might take some time. It seems like there's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done in the communication sector. I don't think all is lost. Dolphins also travel in pairs, so finding a partner in whatever venture it is. It could be business as well. It doesn't need to be romantic. It could also be a friendship. But just finding someone you're really close to, traveling with someone you're really close to. And yeah, travel is actually something that's coming up a lot in this reading too. With the fish, this is also a travel card. Dolphin can kind of be a travel card. I see Hermit in reverse. You are moving out of your hermit mode. You're moving out of your cave. You're coming down from the mountain, wherever it was you were. So you are, I feel like you're moving back into the world. That's going to kind of be a theme for March as well. You've kind of been with this with that 9 of Swords and the 10 of Cups that I got in the pre-shuffle in reverse, the 10 of Cups in reverse, I feel like a lot of you are kind of stepping out of dreamland, and the reality of a situation is really starting to hit you. And I do think it can still be healed, but it seems like there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and it's a lot of personal work. It's not the other person. I think it goes both ways for these things. But to be honest with you, Sag, I'm feeling like for most of you, it's you who needs to work on some things. We do also have this Crow card as well. Again, a very intuitive card. You might be having visions toward the end of the month. You might be having a lot of psychic or supernatural epiphanies. This is also kind of finding your flock, finding your murder of crows. I see that it's really important for you to take care of yourself, to surround yourself with the people who make you feel like you belong. There is also a real need to meditate. That's something that would really benefit you, even though you are coming out of this hermit mode. Still keep up with the meditation practice. I think that's going to be really helpful for you. It's going to really help you stay level. It's going to help you turn this justice back upright, and just clear out your judgment a bit. And I'm interesting. I feel like there's another message that's trying to come through. You might also be feeling connected to someone who died, and you might be feeling their energy a lot throughout this month. Crow can kind of be a mediumship card. It's not usually the first one I think of, but I mean, it's definitely an emissary for death. So you might be getting messages from some deceased loved ones. That's just something to kind of keep an eye out for. It could be very small communication. It could just be through little signs in your daily life, or it could be in a very big way. You could be dreaming of these people. But that's just something to kind of keep on the radar. Interesting. I'm not getting any more messages for you at this time, Sagittarius. I do hope that this reading was helpful for you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if it did resonate. Feel free to comment down below and let me know what is going on. I do also offer individual personalized readings if that is something you are seeking, if you're seeking guidance for your own life. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye, Sagittarius.